to discuss a little bit today about health and wellness. Welcome to my page. Hope you're having a wonderful day. It is Wednesday here. Happy Wednesday. Some Wednesday's wisdom is we're going to share, and we're going to talk about hidden salt in food. And that's what it's all about. I'm just going to pull up this little thing there so I can see your comments if they pop up. So I'm streaming in 3 different places here today. Not 4, 3. 3 different places here today on my health page, into my group, and right into YouTube. So you might catch me in one of those platforms as well. So up above, there's a link. It says StreamYard. This is a third-party software here that I am using. You may just have to give it permission there so that I can see your little profile picture pop up on the screen with me. If you want to join in the conversation, by all means, please do. If you're coming in here, do let me know where it is that you're coming in from. And if you're coming in on the replay, as most people watch on the replay, everybody's time is valuable. So do let me know where it is that you're coming in from, and I will give you a shout out after the fact. So we are going to talk about salt and the differences between high salt choices and a few fun facts and all those kinds of things. So salt is a mineral compound, as most people know. If they took any kind of science in school, you learned about salt. So it's primarily made up of sodium chloride, and it's a chemical compound that belongs in the larger classes of salts. So in its natural form, it is crystalline. It's a crystalline mineral known as rock salt, or halite is the name of it. If you're a geologist, that's what you might call it. So today we'll discuss the importances of salt and how it affects our lives. Before we go any further, though, my name is Heather Edmondson, as it says right there. That's my website. You can jump in there if you want to have a peek, and welcome to my community, where I help and assist others to reach their health and fitness goals through coaching, mentorship, and accountability. I work with people that are struggling with menopause and want to not let it get the better of them, and still want to keep their health on track and stay working towards their fitness goals. So just want you to have the most optimum health that you can have. So facts about salt. Did you know that it was used as currency back in ancient Roman times? It was so valuable that that's what they used to pay their soldiers. Their soldiers were paid in a pound of salt. And so you may have heard that saying, worth a pound of salt, or worth your weight in salt, or he's not worth his weight in salt. Any of those sayings were brought forward from back then. So those are some fun facts about salt. It's like I said, it was used as currency, and it comes from the Latin sale, which means salt. So that was interesting fun fact number 1. So history of salt. It was used primarily for its ability to preserve things, and so that's why it gained so much popularity as a currency, because it was used throughout ancient times. It was Venice's industry, and largely it was based on salt, and bringing it to the forefront of influence and trade in their power that it had. So number 3 was the symbolic value of salt. It's mentioned throughout the Bible as one of the sayings is a pillar of salt, or a covenant of salt. And with the preservative properties, it gave way to a metaphor. Preservance and conviction was one of the things that was mentioned throughout the Bible. And the 4th fact I have, known health risks to reduce your risk in heart health, is to reduce your amount of sodium in your diet, which is also what salt is known for. So fun fact, in India, 10 grams of salt a day is consumed, and that's recommended. That's the recommended, double the recommended amount. Salt is often used to add taste and flavor to our food, and it's kind of a condition. We kind of condition ourselves to add salt to a lot of our food that we eat, and we don't realize how much is actually hidden in any kind of packaged or preserved food, and that's again from the preservative qualities of salt. So that's why there's so much found in canned goods and a lot of prepared meals and such. So think about this for a second. If you start using a little bit less and less salt in your life and what you're sprinkling on your food, you can condition your body to not want as much salt in your food, for an example. French fries aren't to blame for all of the studies that I looked at going back to 2012. Such items in different countries, like pizzas and burgers, are very high in salt, and it's all caused by the size of the servings that they put out there in different countries for all your fast food and the consumption of how much salt you have. So to cultivate healthier choices and to form better habits, you may want to just avoid maybe putting the salt shaker on the table, or removing it from when you add it into your food when you were cooking. We do need a certain amount of salt in our diet, and most of that is consumed with already, like I said, through pre-packaged items. A lot of your deli meats are high in salt. Condiments like pickles, ketchup, any kinds of salad dressing, and even mayo has a high percentage of salt. So maybe try flavoring your food. I'm not saying that you have to eat things that are bland. Maybe try flavoring some of your items that you're going to eat with spices instead of just the salt aspect of it. A myth is that sea salt is better for you, and it actually contains roughly the same amount of sodium, which most people don't know about. So it's pretty much tit for tat kind of thing. It's pretty much in balance with most things. So with people's blood pressures going up, the reduction of salt is a crucial one that medical professionals, doctors, and such will always try and pass on to the consumer, that reduced salt diets are important for your cardiac health. So if the blood pressure has dropped as your salt is reduced, then you are aware that you might also end up having some headaches. And studies are showing that a lot more people have headaches because of their consumption of salt who are between 60 and 80 years of age. Like I said, everyone needs a certain percentage of salt. It makes up part of our body's function. It helps in transporting nutrients throughout our body with O2. Also allows our nerves to transfer messages to different parts of our body and to our brain through the conduction properties that salt has. So it aids in muscles contraction. That's why it is important in your heart health to a certain percentage, because it helps to contract and release the heart muscle. So your body contains on a normal daily basis approximately 250 grams of sodium, which is 3 to 4 salt shakers of sodium. So of your salt. So iodized salt, they started adding iodine to salt back in the 60s, and by the 1980s, it was primary in the fight of thyroid disease or goiters. And Dead Sea salt is 10 times saltier than salt water, and it only contains 1/5 of the salt bodies is contained in the Dead Sea. So the Don Juan Pond is a 10-centimeter puddle in the Antarctica and is the saltiest at 40%. So this is why that body of water rarely freezes, even though it's the size of a puddle. So I just thought those were some cool and fun facts to pass along to all of my viewers and followers here with some health tips and suggestions. So let me know how you are battling with your diet and trying to reduce salt in your lifetime. So let me know. Have a good day, and we will see you on Friday. Bye-bye.